Welcome back to STL Live. I'm Sarah Bernard, and my guest is Kimberly McKinney, who is the CEO of Habitat for Humanity St. Louis. Welcome back, Kimberly.
Thank you.
So we've been talking the last segment about the opportunity for people to become owners of homes that are being built by Habitat for Humanity crews. And it's not a free home, as you were saying. It's just like a traditional home in that there's a mortgage involved. There's sweat equity involved. People are having to spend time as part of that process.
Right. So we actually say we're not building it by Habitat, we're building it with Habitat from our homeowners' perspective. So they are very much a partnership part of the program and working on their homes, taking the life skill classes, as I referenced.
And what is a life skills class, for example?
Financial literacy, home maintenance. We actually, because we build our houses to really high level of energy sustainability, we make sure that we do homeownership maintenance classes that are relative to the standards that we build our houses in, so they know how all of their new systems work. Again, when we're working with first generational homeowners, things that a lot of people take for granted. I don't remember my parents ever telling me you have to clean your gutters, but somehow I knew that. Mm-hmm. So we're making sure that everybody sort of knows those lessons of you're not going to have the landlord you can call any longer. You can certainly still call Habitat, but you need to be able to do these things for yourself. So really prepping them for the for homeownership. And then, the ultimate is the day that we get to the closing table. So we do a loan closing like any home buyer would. They're signing documents. It's an affordable mortgage, on average 30 years. And one of the things we're finding right now, especially with sort of the real estate crisis and the lending crisis, is that our homeowners are coming into Habitat with an average mortgage payment of about $600 a month, whereas before they were paying rent of upwards of $1,000 a month. So there's this wonderful payment relief as opposed to payment shock that they're getting to go from $1,000 down to $600 on average in a mortgage payment.
Right. So, and you were saying in the last segment, you get on average 5,000 calls a year from people who want to be owners of these homes.
Correct.
So what is the process to, how many homes are you building a year?
We want to be in about the 25 range, which is a drop in the bucket. And clearly not all 5,000 are going to qualify immediately. But it really depends on the individual. It depends on their own circumstances, where they're at from a financial perspective, what their current conditions are. So you and I could apply on the same day or call on the same day, and depending on where you're at, you may move through the program much more rapidly than I would. If I have something in my credit or some job history that just needs a little time, I could be in the program for a couple of years, whereas some of our applicants move really quickly through the process.
So number one is affordability, is the ability to pay for the home. That's the first thing you're looking at, and that's how you weed through those 5,000 people to get to the 25.
Yeah, and we're also really weeding through them from a standpoint of making sure that they can afford. So, they can't have an income of too little or an income of too high. So our homeowners are between 25 and 50% of the St. Louis median. So, roughly $32,000, $35,000 a year. So they have to have enough income to pay the mortgage, but not so much that they could go out and qualify for a typical mortgage.
Mm-hmm. And so the people that have bought these the Habitat homes over all these many years, are you finding they stay in the homes for a long time?
We do. So we're coming close to our 400th house, and all of our homes are still with their original owner, but about 10%. And that's a variety of reasons. Homeowners moving out of the area, sadly homeowners passing away. We haven't had a perfect record, so there have been some foreclosures. But, you're finding over and over that it becomes like the first house that Habitat St. Louis ever completed is still the family home. Mom and dad don't live there any longer, but the youngest of the 3 children still is there, and that's where the birthday parties are. That's where the holidays are. So it still is very much the family home.
That's really lovely. All right, we're going to take another break, Kimberly, but please stay with us after this break. There's going to be more STL Live with Habitat for Humanity St. Louis.